There you go.
Are you serious? Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. I wrote this poem in 2014.
You look up here.
What?
You look up here.
When I was in the
No,
hospital.
right here.
Okay. A clown. You talking about?
No, but that's all right. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. And okay, this is called Sir God. Okay. When I'm feeling blue, down and out, God always sees me through. If I'm sad and lonely, He's never too busy to see me through the hard times. Through God always sees me through. That's called Sir God.
If you want to stop, it's okay.
I'm just emotional about things right now. Brandon's not with me. He's not calling me.
Well, when he gets his head in the right place, then he'll call and say sorry.
This is called Soulmate. I wrote this in 2015. You're the keeper of my heart. You're the keeper of my heart. You're the keeper of my soul. You're the calm before the storm. Where you are strong, I am weak. You are my soulmate, keeper of my thoughts and my needs, and you make come true. If it wasn't for you, I would be lost, sad, and blue. Because of not for you, I wouldn't be here.
You want to read anything more?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna get over here with you.
Come on. I got you.
There's stuff in here to trip over, Mike. Can you get back to me in here and stuff?
Well, that's your rug you want there.
Pull the blanket up here.
Well, after I'm done. Well, I don't know what to tell you, really. Let me ask you a question. What is the absolute bottom line of the Bible? Think about that. If you got an answer, it says here live chat, so if anyone's listening, I suppose they can respond. I'm guessing. I really don't know how all this really works so well, but if you haven't come up with the answer, the bottom line of the Bible is good and evil is a constant battle. They tell you that. It's a never-ending battle. And the battle is generally going on in the mind. They say we all got a little evil in us, right? Okay, yeah. It's to keep the balance. So, if we're too perfect, we're going to make a lot of mistakes because we think we're too perfect. You're always told nobody's perfect. Okay. That's what that little bit of evil, and it only takes the tiniest little bit to keep that balance. You don't want it to get big. And it lurks in the mind. Because this is where the devil can, as the Bible says, can deceive you. You might think, oh, you've got the right answer. Maybe you've overlooked something. And what seems like perfectly sensible thing to do, and then you do it, and then something becomes of it that, oh, how did I overlook that?
I want to show my wizard picture up there on there.
Okay, let me finish, please. So, as long as it stays in the mind and you can recognize it, there's really not a lot of problem. But you let it get to your heart, and it takes some doing to get to your heart. And if it does, boy, you better work extra hard to get it out of there, because if you let it grow in there, boy, it can get to the point there ain't nobody can do anything. And what can I say? I can only hope that there's a chance to get it out of your heart. But once it's there, you got to struggle for sure. But just know that it's in the mind and just keep it in the mind. That's what they call being mindful. Now, think of your moods as sort of like stretched apart. Well, not stretched apart, but in a line. In one direction, you got the joy. Well, you know what's on the other direction then. And you may remember sometimes to battle evil, you have to use a little evil. And if it's great evil, maybe you gotta use a little bit more great evil. Oh, look at where wars come into play there. God tells you, do not kill. But in defense of yourself, isn't that what you're doing in war? You have to kill. So, in a way, this is to show you exceptions to every rule. Such as, well, let me begin this way first. It says, we, the people of the United States of America. It's not you. It's not me, myself, and I. It's we, the people of the United, say again, United States of America. This is what the forefathers said. Point here is, it was the United States. Not this state does this and this state does that, and the two can't mix, and on and on and on. You get the idea of the scenarios I'm throwing at you here. You're supposed to be united. Here comes that exception to the rule. I know it's in your head. Sin City, Las Vegas. Oh, yeah. Well, hey, Nevada's that exception to the rule. Now, yeah, okay, we got the lotteries going on now. But hey, remember way back when you wanted to gamble? You had to go to Las Vegas. You had to go to Nevada. Anywhere across that border, that's where you went to gamble. Didn't have it anywhere else, did you? Oh, maybe, a little poker parlor and things like that. But beyond that, you played poker at home with your friends. You didn't go some casino or whatever. In this way, it kept a friendly game, didn't it? Yeah. No, I'm not saying let's get rid of the lotteries and whatnot. I would speak to the ones that say, hey, everyone's throwing their money away. Well, think of it as entertainment. As long as you think of it as entertainment and budget, your entertainment money for it, then, it's not really much harm. You actually really enjoy yourself. I love a great poker game myself. I really can enjoy it. But to those that got the money, don't squander your money away. So much for entertainment, fine. But Betty, please. So what I want to try and point out here now is we're going to kind of flip a little bit to the people that don't have the money, to that man that's got that $1. That $1 isn't going to do anything for his family as far as being able to feed them with, especially prices nowadays, right? Yeah, So for that man to take his last dollar and buy a lottery ticket, I got no problem with, because that may be his only chance of helping, because everyone else is just watching him and his family just waste away. No one's extending a hand to help. Oh, yeah, there's places, sure, but you'd be surprised when the person actually asks for the help, how many roadblocks they actually come across. And that help is not there. Obviously, look at the people in the streets. The people in some cases, some of you just walk across the street to the other side to walk around. You won't even get that close to them. And these are the people that are needing the help. But you just walk on by.
they're driven by the team goal.
And is that what the Bible teaches? I don't think so. And I'm an agnostic. My lady's a believer. So when I'm talking about this stuff, I'm looking more through her eyes. You know, it's some of my eyes, because I believe we live on, but exactly how that works, maybe I'm just beginning to figure out some things. I don't know. I've certainly been shown some things, that's for sure. And at the bottom buried line, I am a witness to a great many things. Great many. And I ain't just talking about myself. I mean, I remember a place I worked at. I saw a machine just came down on his arm. And I firmly believe that if the people that made this machine, the people that work on this machine, the people that use this machine can probably tell you there's no way he should have had any part of that arm left. None. And I was extremely surprised when he brought his arm out. Yeah, he's minus a few fingers and whatnot, but that machine should have just took that entire section it came down on off. Oh, it did nice. That's a miracle. This was, I believe, I want to say the name of the company I was working at the time was Robbins Engineering in Mukilteo. And they make those parts that used to be nails that held the rafters together. Now you see those metal plates, where they're joined. Well, if you take the metal plate out, you got all these parts. And I'm sure people know what I'm talking about. You got, they're about, what would you call them? Kind of like shark teeth. That's the best way to describe them. I think it's kind of like shark teeth. So you imagine a machine that comes down, it stamps out many of those at one time, or maybe it's just one at a time. Well, I forget. I wasn't on that side of the machine watching it actually work. I was boxing the stuff up myself. So at any rate, the fact that he only lost a few fingers, and the fact that he was back working within a few days, well, that more shows the personality of the man is managing this plant. And it was like in a little island of this company, The main headquarters was way, I think, in another state altogether. This is just one little isolated building that made a part. And it was just this man and those of us working under him. And there's only a few of us. But boy, I'm going to describe it as just an evil thing. I felt sorry for his family. I mean, if what I worked with went home, I pity the family, really do. And I think that company really needs to look at that situation and go back. This is some years back, quite a while back, but I get the feeling that guy's probably still alive, and I think he's pretty much owed a great deal to that company. Like this guy, I ended up being fired with him leaning over me, threatening me to just, come on, take a swing, come on, from a boss. So, I've seen a lot of things, and that's just one example. And again, that's not, so much me there. That's, I'm talking about that other guy that lost some fingers. Like I said, it's a miracle he didn't lose that whole second arm. I don't know how he didn't, but the point is that the criminal justice system in Linwood is doing one heck of a lot of people extremely wrong. Extremely wrong. Oh, maybe there's one or two once in a while that, wow, you did me good. Maybe he had a little heart or something at a moment. Maybe he just wants to make myself look good, so I can continue doing the evil I'm doing to the other people, including myself. Falsely imprisoned. Every arrest was a false arrest. I've talked about this before. Right now, I have called all avenues of help, gone to places, and everything has been a roadblock. I have called the news the various news channels in the Seattle area here, and I've called them many times, and apparently they just think I'm just some crackpot. There's other people around here that know the truth, and some of them say, "Yeah, I'll call," but I don't know. Apparently not. I got a neighbor across from me, he says he's going to subscribe. He still hasn't. That was a long time ago. Well, not long time ago, but a little while back now, something like that. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to force him. But if you're going to say you're going to do something, you ought to do it, shouldn't you? Yeah. Sometimes if you do what you say, find out you might learn from what you do yourself. Yeah, I've been kind of doing that, but I ain't got all the answers. I think I can come up with some more answers, but give me time. Right now, I'm dealing with the Greenview Apartments. That's holding me up from the bigger picture of the civil justice system, or the criminal justice system, excuse me.
That's a common misconception.
Yeah. Wasted 3 months trying to find a lawyer. No one would even listen. If they would have listened, they would have realized that, boy, I want this case. But they don't listen, so they miss out. My lady's a Baptist, and I know that from the criminal justice system lawsuit I have, it's opened a great door for me. So between that and my lady's type of belief, I found this Open Door Baptist Church. Boy, put the two together, I figured, well, this place I'm supposed to call. Yeah, I called him. No response. Called him again. No response. Called again. No response. Went there. Locked doors. So, should they really be calling themselves the Open Door Baptist Church? Because, when I went there, it was on a Monday. Now, think about this. If people are suffering calamities over the weekend, say Friday evening on till early Monday morning, all kind of things could possibly happen that, God, they have to wait till Monday to get any help from, because those business days. Well, so when you go to church on a Monday and they're closed, are they thinking of the people? Not really. Not really. They might think they are, but they're not. Church, going to church. I've never been a big church goer myself. I'm agnostic, remember. But, think about it. I can think of one. Blue Buds. You ever watch that show? You ever seen a closed door of a church on Blue Buds? I never have. It's always been open day or night. Every time I see it in the show. Now, I know that's TV, yeah. But shouldn't that be the truth in real life? That the doors of a church should never be closed? I think so. Otherwise, it goes against what the church is there for. And if they think all they have to do is go to church on Sunday, get on their knees and pray. For one, I'm God. I wouldn't want you on your knees. God, that kind of hurts, Don't think about it. Don't that hurt? You stand up tall. You don't need to get on your knees. You really don't. I know the Bible might say some things like that, but you keep in mind, the Bible was written for times way, way back then. You try to put things in perspective the way you need to nowadays. Back then, they wouldn't know at all what you were talking about. And boy, it sure seems like no matter how much I put it in plain English, people around, they're not understanding. Like I said, I've called many places. I've called the news many times. Ain't been one single person to come out here and put eyes on it, except for this one fireman and this other lady, and I ain't seen the other lady since. I finally, after over a week, when I was told he'd talk to fire marshal, this is something we can do about. You know, talking about them holes in the ceiling above the toilet there that rains down on us. And where was the help? It never came. I go, what's going on? The guy said we do something about this. Yeah, well, he finally called. I called, left a message, and he called back. And, yeah, I was on vacation. Vacation? Okay, fine. You go on vacation. Why didn't you leave a word with somebody? Hey, this needs to be taken care of. Well, it turns out, apparently we can't really get involved in that. You have to call this place or that place. And passing the buck. Everybody's been passing the buck. Or the news just thinks you're a crackpot and know what you're talking about. It doesn't matter that you tell them that you've got the proof. Apparently, they say let sleeping dogs lie. What if the sleeping dogs are the watchdogs? They're supposed to be there for us, to protect us. Are we supposed to let those dogs lie? I say start calling your news and say, what the hell? Why aren't you up there at Greenview Apartments? Why aren't you up there at the city of Linwood asking the right questions? Why are you allowing a severely mentally disabled lady being thrown in the street illegally when there's so many laws being broke, so many laws that say, hey, these owners are supposed to pay for their relocation according to the work they're doing. And think about this. These owners are telling places like Redfin that we have condos for sale. Well, I'm going for a minute. They're saying something because, hey, look up Redfin. Here's how I stumbled across it. I Googled this and say it just like this so you get the right page. History of Greenview Apartments, Mount Lake Terrace, Washington. That's all you got to say. And that's going to pop a page, and it's going to have several websites on it. You just kind of scroll down. Guess what? You find a couple that are, I don't know, I call it advertising. It's on there for you to see and everything. That's the condos. And we're in C21. And I've already shown pictures of how uninhabitable this place is. And yet C21 and C13 are being called condos. Does Redfin know what they're being attached to is just paint over garbage? These buildings need to be torn down, rebuilt. The amount of mold, dry rot, broken drains. God, our water keeps getting shut off every day. The last day we got is off most of the day because they keep stumbling across leaks. Every apartment so far, it seems, they come across a leak. What the heck with those leaks? There's a broken drain directly below our apartment where all those drains drain into. Well, it's not going where it's supposed to go because it's going straight underneath this building. Now, is there a great big giant pool of water under there? I don't know. Most of the people have left now, so there's obviously less water draining into it. But still, how saturated is that soil? The foundations, stable? Are, sinkhole? But who knows? I'm not Beatty, please. I'm not what they call it, engineer. So I don't know what the design is underneath to begin with. So is it just a great big pool? Is there sections that are just filled up with water, here and there? I really don't know. I know the water did follow the ditches that the pipes were buried in because that's where the soil was less saturated and what's around it. And when it crossed this other one, well, that was water coming in, high pressure. As the ground got so saturated, that pipe sagged, snapped the end. Twice they fixed this pipe, and they still refused to look at the one. The old management refused to look. The new management refuses to look. All they do is yell at me, and I yell back, prove me wrong. Maybe that's what I should have said in the news on when I had them on the phone before they hung up on me. I said, prove me wrong. If they come up and try and prove me wrong, they're only going to prove me right. Because this is all true. Absolutely true. The proof is there. The criminal justice system, it's all public record. All public record. And the little tiny thing that judge did that proves he knew he was falsely imprisoning me at the time that he did it. Yeah, that's there. It's in my criminal record. It's a little tiny thing off the side, but boy, once you see it and realize what you're looking at, you're gonna know. He knew what he was doing. He absolutely knew what he was doing. And the fact that he left it in there, boy. And I don't find out till I got to sign off on a freaking felony to get out of jail to get back to my lady who is severely mentally disabled, and being alone absolutely terrifies her. Yeah, you bet I'm going to sign whatever I got to sign to get the hell out of jail. It's false imprisonment to begin with, false arrest to start with. I mean, every single arrest by Linwood or Mount Lake Terrace has been a false arrest. And I was really going to leave Mount Lake Terrace out because, you know, my anger was with Linwood. But after what Mount Lake Terrace has done, I mean, my last so many handful of calls, 5, 6, I forget what it was. Every 911 call from here that was for police help. I mean, we've got a great many 911 calls for the paramedics to get to the hospital. About 90-some% of that to be all for my lady. There's maybe 2 or 3 times that I went for me. Weird things that they couldn't figure out, to the most part, anyways. I'm starting to lose my train of thought. I hate that. The point is, I've been speaking the truth the entire time. Absolute truth the entire time. And there ain't one single person here doing it. I've covered governor's office. I haven't mentioned that before. My first call there, boy, was a breath of fresh air talking to the lady that answered the phone. She absolutely had a heart, you could tell, listened to everything I had to say, and said she'd pass it on. And then I realized something, and I thought, why did I think of that on the first call? Oh my God. So I called back the governor's office the second time. It might be a couple days later, but God, the guy that answered the phone was just an absolute jerk. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. He was just a bonehead. But the only reason I called back is I realized, oh my God, the governor, yes. One stroke of the pen. He can clear my name, wipe my slate clean, give me back my stolen rights so I can vote again. You know, own a gun again. I haven't really owned a gun since I got a BB gun when I was a kid. But, you know, the point is I should still have that right, you know. I may never buy a gun. But after everything going on and what, who knows, maybe I will buy a gun. Maybe I'll even get a, you know, concealed permit to carry it, you know. So I ain't got nothing to worry about. No matter how I keep it, you know, I ain't got to worry about going to jail because I, you know, accidentally stuck a gun in my side and my shirt hung over it or something, you know. I mean, or not accidentally put it on the side, but you know what I mean. I accidentally let the shirt hang over it. So many call it concealed weapon. You know? So I better make sure I got one of those if I get a gun, that is. Maybe anybody's got a gun. Maybe you better go get one of those so you're safe, you know. But, boy, once something gets put on paper, in a minute, baby, once something gets put on paper, people tend to believe what they read. You know, they ain't going to believe anything else. You know, I got a gun. I was a kid at the time. But boy, sure seemed believable to me at the time, you know. It was down in Phoenix where I was raised, and they had it's Parade magazine, comes in the Sunday paper, right? And I read sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, you know, yeah, kid, you know, usually just read the comics, you know. But anyways, had me reading this Parade magazine, came across an article that was saying that Leave It to Beaver, Terry Mathers, was Alice Cooper. I believed it. I just passed that around, you know. I learned later it wasn't true, but, you know, at the time, hey, I believed it. You know, so it's very easy to believe things, you know. So you got to be very careful. I've learned that there's a whole lot of just fake lies, whatever you want to call it, on the internet. Are people just making jokes? Are they trying to be deceiving? I don't know. Oh, speaking of which, I just learned from a neighbor just today. That's today. I was over here telling him about what Redfin had on the internet as far as saying these places were condos, which are not. But he's telling me another neighbor, well, apparently a so-called neighbor, had started a GoFundMe thing. I know about those, but I don't know how to set all that stuff up. Or I probably might have already done that for our situation. My God, my lady tortures herself on rails to sleep on, and then even when I get something that'd be more comfortable for her, she won't let me switch it out. But that's her disorder making those decisions, and it's an evil disorder. It forces her to kind of like torture herself constantly. Not extremely, but But anyway, she's telling me this neighbor over here started this GoFundMe account for the Greenview residents to relocate. Well, one of the things I was telling the neighbor was, hey, I found something that says that these owners are supposed to be paying for our relocation to begin with. Well, he says these people took off. He says they gathered up about $8,000 and just took off. He thinks they're probably still trying to gain money from this GoFundMe account. So if you, I don't know who to call about something like that. Should I call the news? I mean, my God, they the best thing I've heard in the news is one guy said, "Oh, I think you're onto something there." Onto something? Hell, I got something. I ain't onto something. I know something. They won't listen. They won't listen, baby. Please. I said when I finish. Please, okay? So, and that drives me like that, messes with my concentration, if I stay concentrated, everything's fine, But just a little thing like that, and because of it falling out of the upper bunk and landing on a concrete floor, it messes with my memory, and it can throw me off in my thinking if I get interrupted, which obviously, apparently it has. But I guess the point is, hey, these people's names, I'm sure they got the right name in the department's records. So, hey, you guys can find out the name. Get news to freaking listen. Put their pictures up on there, and I bet they get found real quick. And hey, what do you think? They still got a chunk of money on them, maybe? Maybe it comes back to Greenview Apartments. Maybe just have a party with it. Because what I found says these owners are supposed to be paying for our relocation. Matter of fact, I found something that said that we were supposed to get a 90-day notice prior to the sale. 90 days before the new owners actually make the sale to buy it, the previous owners were supposed to tell us. That wasn't done. It was not done. I still found more law saying that under the conditions going on, that we definitely were supposed to get 120-day vacate notice. At this eviction summons, it's already past the date because I didn't trust myself to do the paperwork right. I'm sure they would have just thrown it out of court if I even tried. And I couldn't find anybody to help. But it's still an illegal eviction
Can I
notice.
get on there?
Baby, please, you will. I promise you. Please.
When?
You're not letting me finish. Please. I'm sorry. Her disorder is more in control, and that's why she keeps interrupting right now. But I just don't know what to say anymore. I've called the governor's office. I've called the news many times. I've called various people that work for this city, including the fire department, building. Someone's supposed to deal with the buildings. I was at council meeting with the mayor and the council and told them, hey, you help me with what I got, especially with the criminal justice system. I think once the lawsuit goes through, yeah, I could carry out the promise I made to them. You help me, I'm going to help you in a big way in the future. I'm not sure how it'll be, but it'll be whatever you want. Well, they just, I think, snickered at that and just threw it out the window. So, like so much garbage. So, anyways, now I'm gonna have to come back down on them because my first call for help to the Mount Lake Terrace Police resulted in my first call for help in the city of Linwood. Both calls ended up doing damage to my lady. So if you think I'm not going to make them pay for that, you're very, very sadly mistaken. One way or another, they're going to pay for it. Whether it's a $2 billion lawsuit or if they want to come settle out of court, get these places in my name. For temporary anyways, just as long as I can get them built in the right way. And of course, someone's going to help pay for that. Yeah. Well, they'll be having maybe the city and these owners, maybe they can get together and figure it out or something. I don't know. But I can tell you, whoever gets here first and gets these apartments in my name, supplies the money to tear them down and rebuild, I'm going to think a little kindly on when it comes to my lawsuit. Will I totally dismiss it against him? No, not likely. Will it be $2 trillion against federal government? Well, I don't know. If the federal government's the first one's here to help me in this situation, then maybe it won't be the $2 trillion. Because remember, I said $1 trillion, but it's per plaintiff, and there's 2 of us. So all my numbers figure they're doubled. So that's why I'm adding Mount Lake Terrace back into the original lawsuit for $500 million. And then I'm going to make another new lawsuit against them for another $500 million. And again, that's times 2 per plaintiff. So you can see why it's going to be $2 billion that Mount Lake Terrace is now going to be facing. And we got the city of Linwood, we got Snohomish County, we got the probation office, we've got the public defenders, or let's call them what they really are, public pretenders of Linwood, as well as Everett. And we got the judge who knowingly falsely imprisoned me. Prove that, no problem. I've got the 2 officers that kind of started the ball rolling as far as their situation is concerned. I got one question, same question for both of them. And that's all it's going to take. And they're not going to be able to answer it to the satisfaction of a jury. I can guarantee you that. Like I said before, anything they could possibly try and figure out to say, I'll knock out of the freaking park. So, do I really need a lawyer? Not really. Yeah, there's a fool for a lawyer. Well, no, not in this case. Not in this case. I got too much. So I do need somebody that knows how to fill the paperwork out. That's all I really need. So by golly, somebody better get out here and get out here quick. Because if me and my lady end up out in the street there, I guarantee you, we ain't going to be there long. And I'm going to be coming back. And I'm going to be making some people listen. And they're going to be very sorry when they end up in court losing everything. Because one way or another, I'm going to get them to court. And I'll repeat my earlier, and I wasn't joking, I wasn't kidding. If you don't think I can solve a huge problem in a very simple manner, again, you're mistaken. So those white supremacists out there, I wasn't joking. I've got what you want. You're not going to get what your anger wants. I'll repeat that again. And you're not going to get what your vengeance wants. You're not getting that. But you're going to get your rights back. You're going to get your lives back. I can pretty much guarantee that. But you're going to have to come here now without your weapons, without your hate signs. And you come and get here to the Greenview Apartments. Again, our address is 21414 52nd Avenue West, C21, Mount Lake Terrace, Washington, 98043, USA. And I don't care where the help comes from. I really don't. Now, if you think you're going to finagle something out of me, no, that's not going to happen. You're just going to keep it in your mind. You're coming just to help. You know, if you're going to come here and say, I'll help you if you do this, and if it's something that is kind of, Not a good thing. No, it ain't gonna happen. Now, if you got something you need help with, that's a good thing, and I can do something to help you in some way. Hey, great, fine. But if you think you're gonna get something out of it, oh, I can get this if he does this. Now, if you're gonna be a weasel, there's the word I'm trying to look for. If you're gonna try and weasel something, that's not gonna happen. You want to be a kind heart, I'll show a kind heart back. I guarantee you that. But if there's something I can help you with, I'll be glad to help you. But boy, we need to help, and we need it now. The fact that I can make 2 deputies understand the truth, I don't know. I've been speaking the truth to so many people, and they're just, don't believe, I guess. They just flat don't believe. Makes me wonder at the Open Door Baptist Church if there's anyone in there who really believes. Maybe there's people in the audience that believes, I got a feeling that their pastor, well, unless someone ain't telling him about the phone calls I made, I don't know. That'd be the only thing I can come up with that let him off the hook. But I gotta think he's being told, don't you? I do. So, all I can say is he's sad in his beliefs, and my lady's, again, still the strongest belief I've ever known, and I say that because she suffers from the most evil thing there is in this world, and it can bury all the good in her so that only the evil comes out, and it is some pure evil, just nasty as can be.
Mike, you're evil
And
too.
see, there we go. But it's the disorder. My Terry, my soulmate, is buried. She's not there. It's the disorder. So I know when I'm talking to disorder, and I know when I'm talking to my Terry. And for those of you that have family members that suffer from schizoaffective disorder, especially if they're / bipolar as well, when you're just talking to that pure evil, yeah, that's when you need to fight back. You need to let that evil know that you know what it is, because it's the only chance you have of reaching your loved one is buried deep inside. And if you can reach them, then it's kind of like throwing them a lifeline to hold on. This is where you got to use some evil to fight evil. It's a absolutely evil disorder, in which in full bloom, as I call it, where it's just the disorder you're talking to. You're not talking to your loved one. You're talking to an evil thing that's just out of this world.
I want to go down the office.
Then, okay. There's nobody in the office Sunday. Okay, I better let her get on here. So there's going to go. See, her disorder's in a little more control. That's what's going on. Okay. Okay, get over here.
Okay. Wait, I'm going to trip over that.
Come on.
Move that.
Well, step lightly.
I am. Move that cord. Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Now Terry's gonna pop in here.
Oh, these are my rubies.
So she's not full blown here. This is my Terry popping out. Okay. This is her.
These are my rubies. The ruby bracelet and the necklace. It's like, oh, no.
Okay, slight little mix right at that point. Hey, it can come and go really quick. Let me
I got
touch
earrings to go to. Come and get over here, Mike, because
I got you.
You got all the cords in here. I'm triple these freaking cords.
Well, you wanted your phone.
Well, I wanted to show them my rubies. Maybe they would want to see them.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a little in and out there. I mean, okay, she could be bright and cheery and on a dime. Give you an example how easy it can happen. We were walking down the sidewalk. I think we were probably going to the store. And another couple walking the other way. They said hello. I said hello. And out pops from her. Wanted to go live with them. How do you get to that from there? Well, I was at a loss for words. I didn't know what to say, But the point I'm trying to make is sometimes when people suffer from this disorder, their minds tend to race. Boom, boom, and thoughts just sliding through their brains. And it's just a matter what thought is in their head at the moment, something else happens. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be a benign sort of thing, like a simple hello. But if the wrong kind of weird thought is in the brain at that single moment, out pops something weird. Yeah. So, but here we are suffering with it when we already know her magic pill that just knocks this disorder down to the ground. I got on paper, doctor says she needs to be on it. So why can't I get anyone to listen since then? I can show them the paperwork and everything, and they still refuse to do anything about it. And, why doesn't the doctor? Oh, because he's an ER doctor. And ER doctors are not allowed to give a full prescription. They can give you a few days. They can't give you a full prescription, and they can't give you refills. You got to go to your primary. But then what do you do when the primary drops the ball and refuses to do it because he's working in a clinic that's federally funded, and he's so paranoid of doing anything with anything that's addictive that he don't. But we're talking about someone who lives in hell in her mind every single day of their life, and they're worried about some damn addiction. What's addiction matter to someone that needs it for the rest of their life anyways? Now, who's the crazy? Me or the doctor? I say the doctor, for being so paranoid to go against his own Hippocratical oath. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. There should be absolutely no law that precedes the Hippocratic oath when it comes to doctors performing the duties they need to be performing. Because right now they're not. Absolutely not. Me and my lady are just two witnesses to this. Excuse me. My lady, she can't really speak for herself in these matters, and even if she's in, my Terry, not the source, she still won't speak for herself. She has a huge problem with saying no when it needs to be said, or in some circumstances where she needs to be saying yes. Well, she's got that fear. No, they didn't say that when they very well did say that. I'm talking about circumstances where I was trying to prove things to the police, but they insisted on hearing it from her, despite the fact that I already told her she's not doing well, she's sick, she suffers from a mental illness. She's not really capable of speaking for herself. That's why I speak for her. But they were ignoring me. Doesn't matter at the hospital, put her in my care. I think that gives me some right over her care. I mean, they thought me well enough, to put her in my care. If I didn't agree to stay home 24/7, they were going to put her in some other type of facility. So they trust me enough to put her in my care when their other option was some other facility. And I believe that speaks to how much she trusts me. And the doctor has said this already, one that deals with mental health issues, and she be a witness to that. But they must have some faith in my ability of taking care of her. But right now, we need help. Things are out of control that I can't necessarily stop. I mean, what am I going to do? Bonk the deputies in the head to prevent them from doing an illegal action? Well, technically, in a way, if somebody is about to do an illegal action against you, the law says you have a right to protect yourself. Now, no, I'm not going to go trying to do something like that, but I'm trying to point out these laws are there to protect us, but yet they're turning them, they're ignoring them. That's what they're doing. They're ignoring these laws and doing illegal stuff against us when they're supposed to be, police serve and protect. The judge, again, protect our rights. He's the one, if there's a technicality, he's the one that's supposed to say, hey, you guys screwed up. There's a technicality here. This person has to go free. Not Judge Moore. Not in Linwood. No. They decide your fate before you ever get in court there, which I think that's pretty obviously wrong. And boy, I don't know. You see my lady, you know how sweet she is. She just suffers from an evil thing. And we really need to get the help here.
Where's my metal roper?
I don't know. Oh, I think it's in a box. Remember, we packed it
no,
away.
It's right down here. Look for it. Find it now.
Yeah, we put it in a box. It's in that box right there. Okay?
It's not.
Go look. Go look. Go look. Right there on your left. Below your left hand.
I need some movers out here to help with that. This is bullshit. I'm not doing anything wrong. So
I'll say goodbye. Please, somebody get the word out and get us some help, please. Thank you.
I'll go to the country if I have to.